Hi everyone, it's Tammy. I'm going to do another card for you, and this time it's going to be a pink and craft colored card, and it's just going to be kind of a simple card using stamps. And this stamp collection is by Tim Holtz. It's a Visual Arts Collection. Stampers Anonymous. It was from Hobby Lobby for $14.99. But don't ever pay full price for things at Hobby Lobby. They go on sale so frequently for half off or 30% off, or you can use a 30% off coupon. So I don't pay full price for much of anything at Hobby Lobby if I can help it. And whoops, you need to put this on the block, and I'm using the little lines to line it up, and I'm using my block that I got for my birthday, and this one says it's the little things that make life big, and I'm going to give this to my cousin, and I think I'm going to use my black Stays-On for this, and if I had brown Stays-On I might use that instead, but I don't have brown, I only have black. So I'm going to put my Stays-On on my it really does stay on, doesn't it? On my stamp. Oops, maybe I'll do it this way. I like to ink it up pretty good just to make sure that it gets it all covered, especially since it's a bunch of little words. I'm still not real good at inking with these little legs sticking up. I mean, I guess I could get ink on them. It wouldn't hurt anything. I don't know. It just feels weird to me. I want to make sure that all those words are covered nicely. And then I'm just going to stamp right on this, and I'm probably going to do it about here. Whoops, I think I'm crooked though. Goodness gracious. Let me move this stuff out of the way. And I will do it about here. I want it to be off-centered and up a little bit high. So I think I'm going to huff on it just to make sure that the stamp is wet, and push straight down. And lift it up. And nothing came off. Oh, that's just fabulous. So let's try this little booger again. Okay, and down. All right, it didn't go on very well. See how? So just know that even people who have been stamping for years screw up. So I don't know if it's the stamp that's hard to stamp, or the way that I'm trying to stamp it, or what, but I am just inking this bad boy up again. Whoops, I got it on my fingernail. And the glory of it is that they have two sides, so I can just turn it over. And use the other side. And I'm going to push really hard this time. Maybe I didn't push everywhere enough. And I'm going to lift it up, and I'm even going to look. Okay, so it's the middle part and the big that didn't get stuck very well. Sometimes I will even do it this way, where I push my fingers against the stamp. Some of these stamps, I don't know why, are just a little harder to stamp on than others. So hopefully that cleaned it, or that did it. Goodness, it's still kind of crazy. So you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to take a marker and just go over it. So, or you know what? Yeah, okay, I have an idea. Now I'm going to clean this stamp, and to clean it, I thought that I would show you, since I didn't show you the last time. I just take my Stampin' Scrub that I got from Stampin' Up! Years ago, and then I take stamp cleaner. This I bought online. This says bubblegum scented. I didn't even know that. And then I'm just going to stamp it, or spray it, and then I'm going to scrub it on here. And there's an inky side and then a dry side. So I only use this side to scrub the ink off. And like I said, this stays on is really bad about staying on. It will stain your stamps. And then this is the dry side. So after I've sprayed, I just use this side as the dry side. And now my stamp looks really crummy, but I promise it would still stamp just as fine. And I could probably get a little more of that cleaned up. And I might do that after I'll just let it soak in some of that. And I'll clean it up after I'm done with you guys. I had to smell that. It doesn't smell like bubble gum, but it doesn't really stink, so that's all right. And then I'm also going to stamp using my Critter Party from Penny Black. I thought that this little dog would be cute to use. So it says it's the little things that make a big difference, or that make life big, and I'm going to use this little dog if I can get it off. Sometimes these acrylic stamps just really stick onto the back. And so I thought he would be cute just on this little thing. So I'm going to stick him on here. And I'm going to use my Stays On ink again. Apparently it stays on the ink pad. Or on the stamp and not on the paper. I'm kidding, I'm just being disgruntled, but it's alright, we'll make it work. So I'm just going to stamp him right there. Oh, he went on very nicely. So, and I'm just using some of the ink that was already on there, or some of the cleaner that was already on there to clean him, and he cleaned up very nicely. Some stamps don't clean as well as others, and some stamps, if it's like words or some that have a lot of detail, sometimes they are harder to clean than others, so whatever, we'll just let them soak and we'll be fine. So I'm going to take this first, and I'm going to use, I think this color, this says warm gray on it. And I am just going to kind of, whoops, I think I'll use the pointy edge. And I think I'd like black better, so I'm going to then change to black. The only problem is with my black, it doesn't have as pointy of an edge. So, and it's frayed a little bit on the end, which makes it even harder to use sometimes. But that's okay. That really didn't stamp very well. I don't know. And I haven't used that stamp set yet. I like the look of Tim Holtz stuff. And I buy some of it, but I don't use it a lot. His style is just different from mine. I love it, and I try to use it, but I'm just not, I just have a different style than him. So I'm just kind of going over this so that you can read it nicely. And I think I'm going to even go over this with some stickles. So, I'm just, and it has a period after it. That's kind of cool. Huh. So I'm going to take a peek at this and see what I think. It's the little things that make life big. Yeah, I think I can read that well, and I think I like it. So I'm going to put some stickles on this, and I think I'll just do it like in a diamondy color. Stardust is the first one I found. Oh, it kind of has a, I cut the tip off of it. Ugh. Well, dag nabbit. This is like crazy. Okay, plan B. Let's just rub some stickles all around the big. So it looks like it's just made to be like that. So the whole word is going to be glittered up. It's the little things that make life big. And there might be too much stickle on there. I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper and take some of this stickle off. I'm having a heck of a time with this card, aren't I? Or this phrase. So then let's make sure that there's enough glitter in there, and there's not quite enough. So I can spread some of this around. There, I think I like that. Just clean up the edges a little bit with a different piece of. All right, finally, I think I'm done with that. Okay, so it's the little things that make life big, and I will let that dry, and I'm going to actually stick it over here by this heat lamp. It's not really a heat lamp, but it feels like a heat lamp. So it'll hopefully dry a little faster. Okay, so then this little guy, he's really cute. I'm going to start with my lightest brown because I want him to be a brown little dude, and I'm going to color all of him with the brown. Now the StazOn is supposed to stay in one spot, and sometimes it just doesn't do a good job of that. I need to find another brand to use when I'm using these markers because it's frustrating that the ink kind of comes off. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but it kind of looks smeared in some areas, and this StazOn is not supposed to do that. So his little face kind of looks like he already has a little bit of dirt around him. Actually, I think it's going to be a girl. I might even put a bow on her. I know I'm going to make her collar pink because I have a pink outline for other stuff, so, or a pink card. So her color's pink, and then I'm going to go in with another color. So I have E5 and E4. I guess I should have used E4 first. So let's see, what's this one? E3. No, these must go lower. The Copics go higher. These must go lower with the darker the color. I don't really know. I got these online off of a scrapbook store. So I am just like highlighting some of these little areas. Like I always try to make areas like around the collar or whatever a little bit darker because there would be a little bit of a shadow on that area. And then I usually try to make it like right off of center to the right, just a little bit is where I go for my lighter spot. So like right about where his ear is, which is hard because his ear is also supposed to be highlighted a little. So it's a little bit light right there, but I'm going to take the lighter brown again and just kind of blend this. And then I'm going to use my no color and kind of go in to blend them up a little bit more. I kind of cheated because I don't particularly care for doing solid color things because they're kind of hard for me, but I did a little bitty one. So then if you take your, whoops, I'm using skin tone, dingbat. That works a little bit though. If you take your colorless blender, which is number 0, and just highlight the middle, and you can use this broad tip for that, just like highlight the area that you want to remove some of the color. Again, these alcohol markers like go to they find their way to the cardstock no matter what color you're using. So I can go over with a lighter color and still get results. It's just incredible. I don't know how that works, but it's just really cool to me. So I kind of just lightened that area up. I might have lightened it a little bit too much, so I'll go back in with a little bit of this. But you can still see how it's lighter right there than anywhere else. And I did the stickles on the words, so I'm going to take some stickle and put it on his collar as well, but I'm not going to use that same stickles. I'm going to use one that actually has a point to it so that I can kind of guide it where I want it to be, and I just want it to be on her little collar. You know what would be cute? Maybe a big old bow. But I don't know if I'll do a big bow. But I think I am going to put a bow on her because I think that would be cute. So while this is drying and my other one is drying, I'm going to put them together to dry. So I have this one and this one, and this is going to go here. So while those two are drying, I'm just going to get the card ready. And this is how I had the card figured out. And I'm going to put a pink bow. Oh, I was going to do the pink bow on the craft paper. So, let's see. Yes, I can still do that. I'm just going to cut this down to size. So this will go on to the craft paper when that dries. And I'm going to put a bow on this craft paper. Or not a bow, but a knot. So I'll just go ahead and get that ready. Even though the ribbon isn't on the paper yet, on the card. And I'm going to cut off the ends. Like so. So that will be the bow for that. And then I'm going to take some more ribbon. And I'm going to see if I had a fork up here, which I used to keep a fork up here. I don't think I have one anymore. Let me check real quick. I know that there's a method to use a fork to make a bow. Sorry for all the noise. Just trying to see what I can see. Nope, I don't see it. So I'm just going to try to use my fingers to make a bow out of this. So I'm going to have to be, and if I can't do it, I'll just get some more. Well, I'm getting it, but then this is going to come out there. Darn it. Let's try one more time. I might be able to make it work. Yay, a little bow. It'll be a big bow for that little puppy dog. Okay, and then I'm going to cut off these, and I'm just going to do them kind of flat, like I would do a chair bow or something if I were doing it flat. Okay, so now I'm ready to put this card together. I'm excited to see how it's going to look. Is this all dry? I don't think so. Let me go ahead and put this ribbon on. I'm sitting here thinking, what am I going to have for lunch? I don't know what I'm going to have yet. And it's 12:30. I should probably figure something out. I need to go pick up something for my husband. He's taking an online class and I need to get his information. So I was going to go do that. Maybe I'll just stop and pick up something too. So it's the little things that make life big. I wonder if even this is dry. No, not yet. Dang nabbit. Okay. I'm trying to be careful not to get on the glue side so that I can still glue this down. Kind of cheating. Well, there. And I think I'll go around this with some brown. And I think I'm just going to go like around the edge. Some of these edges aren't perfectly rounded. I must have, like right there, I must not have put it in the cruncher very straight. Oh well. Okay, so that's good. And then now I'm going to try to do my best to not get too much of the stickles off, but still make it so that I can put the card down and complete it while it dries. Oh, I took some of it off and I even got some of it on the rest of the card. That was bad. Bad, bad, bad. Oh well. Oh, whoops, and then now this is coming off there. Whew! I don't even have my heat gun up here. If I did, I'd dry some of it just so we could all see, but and I took off some of the stickles from his little collar, so I'm going to stick some of these back on there. And I keep saying his even though I'm making her a girl. There, with a big old bow. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm going to get a glue dot. And I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to stick it on the glue dot. And lift up the glue dot, and then I'm just going to fold the glue dot a little bit just to make sure that it doesn't stick too much off, and then I'm going to put the bow right there on her little head. And there we go. It's the little things that make life big, and she has a big old bow on her head. I think that's cute. And then I need to still stick this onto here, and to do that I think I'm going to actually put it on the card itself. And then I'll stick this down. And then now we are complete. Isn't that cute? This is kind of raised up just a little bit because it's still wet, and I think that it might have warped the card just a hair, but that's all right. And I hope that you can see the sparkle. I hope that you can see the card okay. And until next time, thanks for watching.